A newsletter is, without a doubt, one of the best tactics to use in digital marketing. In an environment where everything seems to be constantly changing, email marketing remains a safe bet because of its low cost and high profitability. Over the years, its technical possibilities have increased, but its basic components, including newsletters, remain the same. That's why we want to tell you more about them and explain how you can create your own from scratch. Before diving into what exactly a newsletter is, let's clarify a few related concepts: email marketing, mailing lists, and newsletters. Email marketing involves contacting companies or customers, current or potential, via email. You can find many different types of strategies and messages, from emails to communicate company news to more promotional ones. And to start an email marketing strategy, you need mailing lists. A mailing list is made up of users who have voluntarily left you their email to receive communications. It's important to note that under new data protection regulation efforts, you can only include users who have specifically indicated their consent, and only for the specific purpose for which they have given it. So, knowing that, what are newsletters exactly? A newsletter is a digital publication with a specific cycle, from daily to quarterly, that is sent to users on a mailing list. Newsletters have an informative purpose within a marketing strategy, as they are composed mainly of news and other content geared towards your users. They can also include an offer or next steps, but the information is most important. Let's see the benefits of creating your newsletter. Deliverability. When you develop campaigns on social networks such as Facebook, their algorithms determine which users they reach. However, with a newsletter, you will know your email will reach exactly all the users you want it to on your mailing list. Own databases. With email marketing, you are the sole owner of the data of the users who join your mailing list, and you can export it between different tools. This is an advantage over social networks. Filtering. Newsletters are a super effective tool for finding out which users are actually interested in your brand. After all, if they voluntarily leave you their data, it's because they want to know more about your brand. Penalty-free. The level of traffic to your website depends on the algorithms of search engines like Google, which can cause your ranking to drop from one day to the next. On the other hand, your subscribers will always be there. Free marketing research. Thanks to newsletters, you can get a lot of information about your audience through form responses, A/B tests, and other experiments. Personalization. An email is essentially a blank canvas that you can fill with all kinds of content, and the options for personalization and interaction keep growing. You can use your creativity to design highly personalized messages and adapt them to different users, or you can even reuse content from your website or blog. Loyalty. Regular communication allows you to stay in touch with your audience and build long-term relationships. Profitability. Creating an email newsletter doesn't require a large investment in time or resources, so it's feasible for all companies of all sizes. ROI. Although the main function of these mailings is to inform and not to sell, they can be a key part of a conversion-oriented email marketing strategy. And thanks to its low cost and high effectiveness, the return on investment is incredible. It can be up to $36 for every dollar spent. Finally, let's see how to launch an effective newsletter step by step. Are you ready to create your newsletter from scratch? Then follow these steps. The first is to define your objectives and analyze the situation. Always, always, always think about what you want to achieve when launching a marketing action. This objective will be behind everything you do, from the incentives you use to getting users to subscribe to the frequency of the newsletter. It's up to you to think about what you want to achieve with your email marketing and how it fits into your overall marketing strategy. If you start from scratch, you can set goals based on the traffic you are receiving on your website, estimating the percentage of users you hope to convince to subscribe to your newsletter. It can also be very useful to see what your competitors are doing and even subscribe to their newsletters for a few weeks to analyze the type of messages that they send. Number 2, build your mailing list. If you want to launch a newsletter, it's obvious that the first step is to have someone to send it to. So in this step, you need to think about what your recruitment strategy is going to be. It's essential to place a banner or subscription widget on your website or blog so that it's clearly visible. The benefits of subscribing have to be very clear. Normally, the user will have to fill in a short form that will provide information about the benefits of the newsletter. Many brands use lead magnets, an incentive, usually in the form of downloadable content, in exchange for the user leaving their email address. This content has to be valuable for the user, but that doesn't mean it has to be very extensive or take up a large chunk of their time. To start with, you can try simple content such as a template, a checklist, or a list of useful resources on a particular topic. Once you have a minimum viable number of subscribers, it's time to sit down and analyze the information on the form and see what your user base is like. This is also the time to segment your audience into different mailing lists based on their preferences. Number 3, plan your strategy. These are some of the basic aspects you need to have defined before diving in. The contents of your newsletter. For example, the latest post from your blog or industry news. What are you going to do to provide additional value to your users? How will you make it reflect the tone and values of your brand? The frequency of sending. There is no fixed rule, but you will have to find a balance between not letting your subscribers forget about you and overwhelming them with too many emails. The sequence of messages. Depending on the segments you've previously defined, you will need to design paths that correspond to the interests of your users. For example, you can create a series of regular content on a topic, such as a tip of the week. The design. As you already know, it's essential that it adapts to different screen sizes and that it's clear and easy to read. If you are going to include images or interactive elements, always have an option B available for users who can't see them. Number 4, send your newsletter. You're ready for your first mailing. As your mailing list grows, you will need to have an automated process to make the task easier. Luckily, there are plenty of email marketing tools available, and many of them are free to a certain number of sends, such as MailChimp or Mail Relay. Number 5, measure the results. Finally, no marketing action is complete without analyzing what has happened and using the information to improve. Look at metrics such as click-through rate, mailing list registrations, unsubscribes, and A/B test and experiment results to keep improving your newsletter every day. Click on the video on the screen right now if you want to learn some of the best practices in email marketing to widen your knowledge of this strategy. If you found this video useful, leave us a like and subscribe to the channel for more. Thanks for watching.